there, all you strange and interesting creatures of the internet. Welcome back to the All Seasons on F1 2019. As you can see, we're 31 points now behind Alexander Albon in the championship. And now it's time to start our contract negotiation. Now, we have a little problem here. We need a new engine for our car to get us through the final rounds of the season. So what are we going to do? Are we going to stay with McLaren and have to take a penalty which will end us up at the back of the grid? Or are we going to do a little bit of a sneaky here and go to another team? Yes, I think we're going to go to another team. And as you can see, Renault are currently right up the top. Yes, above Mercedes. So we're going to join Renault and hopefully their cars will still have enough engines left in them for us to last till the end of the season. They usually do, because we go through them at a fair old rate of knots because we've got a lead foot, but the other sort of teams don't seem to. So hopefully this strategy will work out. So we're going to negotiate with Renault. Hopefully they'll accept us. I think we undersold ourselves horribly there. But anyway, we are now driving for Renault for the final third of this Season 2 Championship. Yes. So there you go. Our teammate, of course, is going to be Lucas Weber, our ex-F2, of course, teammate. And we're going to replace the gearbox now. Okay, so that's going to be replaced. And we move on. But before we do move on, it's time to go out in one of those gorgeous cars from yesteryear once more. And this time it's the 2003 Williams BMW. Yes, BMW. Who remembers BMW when they were great? Yes, they even appeared in James Bond films and then everybody hated them and they disappeared off the planet. Yes, they did. Yes, they had a factory in England as well where they made cars. That's now gone. And the whole BMW name seems to have disappeared into oblivion for some unknown reason. I've no idea why, but there you go. But in 2003, of course, we had the Williams BMW. And it was a fantastic car. In fact, with the right driver, that could definitely have been a World Championship contender. But unfortunately, it didn't quite make it. Anyway, we have achieved our objective. It's a pursuit objective and we have passed it. Thank you very much. Fantastic. So there you go. We finished in first place. So let's continue now for the next round of the champion. Oh God. It's Suzuka, everyone. And we've got a welcome to the team from Cyril Abbott Buell. Whatever his name is. We've got a contract summary from Emma. We've got the weekend preview from Carl. Developments have been completed. Thank you. And we've got the weather forecast for... Oh no. Oh no, the weather from Jeff. It's going to be raining at the start of the race in Japan. And we've got 2,652 research and development points that have been transferred to us. But oh my God, it's going to be racing in Japan. I don't believe it. Raining at Japan. I'm going to say it again. It's going to be... Oh, and we've dropped down already. Look at this. I don't believe it. Mercedes now still out on top. And we're down to second place now in our Renault car. Yes. Unbelievable. We've got 2,652 resource points, so we can bolt quite a few bits onto the car. We've got one part that has failed, as you can see. And now let's have a look at the engines. And yes, the strategy has worked. We've got plenty of engines for the rest of the season. Look at this. In fact, they've only actually completely worn out one engine set at Renault, which is great news, which means we've got lots and lots of lovely engine parts to get us to the end of the season. So we won't have to take any grid penalty. Oh my goodness, let's look at the gearbox though. That doesn't look... It looks like gearbox number 2 has blown up. Yes, so we're on gearbox number 1 and it's at 63% wear, which is not good because it'll be about 70% before we get to the... Well, we'll just keep going and see how that pans out. We may have to do a gearbox change though before the actual start of the race. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it'll be okay. So we've got lots of parts now to put onto the car. As you can see, we've got a practice gearbox and we continue now at Japan. Yes, Japanesey squeezy for the next round of the championship. Can we fight back and get some more points for our team? Well, just about to find out.
Welcome to Japan and the impressive Suzuka track for today's qualifying session, where we should be underway shortly.
So here we are then with our brand new team at Renault. Yes, I'm sorry, don't boo me, McLaren fans, don't boo me. It was a tactical decision, yes, tactical decision to try and see if we can win this World Championship in the last third of the championship. Let's have a look and see if we can. And as we go for qualifying 1 now, and we cross the line, and it's 5th place. Oh my goodness. 2.7 seconds though behind the leader Verstappen. Anyways, we're now going through the 130R section of the Japanese circuit. I just like to say that we're in 20th place. Yes, we're in last place. Unfortunately, this is now a track that the Hookster is very much starting to hate. Yes, just cannot get to grips with this track at all. Still in 20th position at the moment, 6 minutes left of quali. We are 1.5 seconds up though as we cross the line, and it's still only 17th place. What is going on here? What is going on? I don't know. But anyway, you can see now that qualifying is now over, and we are now slightly up on our position, as you can see, just sort of half a second, but we're still only in 19th place. Vettel's right at the back of the grid for some unknown reason, and we're going to cross the line. Hopefully we can improve on this as we cross the line. It's 19th, and it went up to 17th, and I'm sure it did, and it went back to 19th again. I don't believe it, so there you go. We are right at the back of the grid in the rain for Japan, going through these S's. It's going to be a complete cluster. It really is. And because of that, I think what we're going to do, because let's have a look at the gearbox and see how bad that is. Yes, it's 71% where we do not want to have missing gears. So we're going to have a gearbox penalty, which is going to put us in 20th place, which is only going to be one position lower than what we are at the moment. So it's not going to be too bad. Okay then, let's do this and see what happens. A Japanesey squeezy from the back of the grid in the rain on a pad. Oh God.
We're live today from the Mie Prefecture of Japan as we look forward to the Japanese Grand Prix. The 2015 race here was one of only 5 Grand Prix in history to feature no retirements at all. Although with the highly competitive field we have today, I don't expect we'll be repeating that stat anytime soon. We're southwest of the city of Nagoya today at a wet and windy Suzuka circuit. 3.6 miles and 18 corners make up a lap here, with Sector 1 likely to prove especially difficult in these conditions. We should see overtaking into turns 1 and 16 today, and maybe a few Kobayashi-style dives into the hairpin as well. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson, and you join us as we discuss the recent changes to the driver lineup. So let's briefly discuss Nico Hülkenberg. They've just moved to McLaren. How do you think they'll get on?
Well, it's definitely a step up for them, and if they can rise to the challenge of competing at a higher level, it could turn out to be a very smart signing. And with the way the team's car has been performing recently, I'm sure they jumped at the chance to drive it.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, with Kevin Magnussen alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Albon, Vettel, Valtteri Bottas, and Hamilton, Verstappen, Hülkenberg, Weber, and Roman Grosjean. Sainz, Norris, Kimi Raikkonen, and Leclerc, Ricciardo, Stroll, George Russell, and Daniel Kvyat. The captain, they've taken a grid penalty, and Devon Butler starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So it's time once more for the 5 lights to go out on the All-Seasons Career Mode, and we say go, 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 and it's away he goes. Actually from 19th position on the grid, because other cars got a few penalties. So there you go, we've got Daniel Kvyat off to the right-hand side. Just look at the treacherous conditions. There is spray going everywhere, and there's nothing the hookster can do. He can't do one of his customary dive bombs because there's just nowhere to dive bomb at the Japan circuit. He's just got to hold station now in 20th place. We are now in last position. Both the Toro Rossos have actually got in front of us, so this is looking a disaster, absolute disaster for the hookster, and he's just got to crawl around the circuit and hope that it dries up and we can actually end up hopefully at the tail end of the points. But where is Alexander Albon? Well, he's going to be right up there, isn't he, somewhere? He's going to be right up there somewhere, and we're still trying to oodle our way through in 20th position. Oh, we've got the Toro Rossos joining, and down he goes for a move down the inside of both of them. Does he get through? Oh, pushes out one of them and the other one, I do believe. This is going to get tight, very, very tight indeed. Is that Devon bloody Butler? Yeah, it is Devon Butler. He's going for George Russell as well. In fact, 2 cars down the inside. Oh, he's made contact with Daniel Ricciardo. Oh no, the Honey Badger's gone round. The Honey Badger has gone round. That was a complete accident. He didn't mean that to happen for the hookster, but yes, he's gone round, and Daniel Ricciardo's now been disqualified as well. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. No after dinner drinks with them two after the race. Oh my goodness, yes, that was a complete accident there for the hookster. Anyway, he's up there to 15th position and chasing Kimi Raikkonen. Still on the first lap as we're now going down the hill into the 130R section of this Grand Prix. Still the first lap. It is still raining, but it's only intermediately raining, yes. So we're on the intermediate tyres. So as you can see, we've got a Williams, I do believe, behind us. That must be George Russell. Yes, it is. We had to go very, very wide there as we went through the 130R section, but we're still holding on to this 15th place as Sergio Perez puts in the fastest lap, which means he must be in the lead. So Albon at least is not in the lead of this race, which is good news for us, and our championship campaign as we're just about to start lap 2 now of this Grand Prix. Anyway, still on lap 2, still in 15th position at the moment for Hookster. Still got George Russell right up our Keith Nadell's trying to get past. And unfortunately, we're not making any ground on Kimi Räikkönen's. We now get a beautiful view looking into our cockpit as the Hookster is frantically trying to control the car, frantically in these wet conditions. But it's very, very tough, very, very tough indeed. Of course, first time out in the Renault as well, so he's not really used to the handling of this car as Sergio Perez once again puts in the fastest lap. We accelerate forward after lap 3, still in 15th place. But look at this, Lance Stroll in the McLaren's trying to go around the outside of us, but we manage to cover off the line. No, we don't, because he goes around the inside of us this time. This is going to get tight going for the S's. We could have a little bit of contact with Lance Stroll here. Look at this, intermediate tyres, and yes, we are banging wheels, and the Hookster's had to back out of that. Oh my goodness, so he's lost a place. Now down to 16th position behind Lance Stroll in the McLaren. Yes, that's our old car, isn't it? Yes, lap 3, everyone. Lap 3, still in 16th place at the moment for the Hookster. And oh no, he's binned it onto the grass, but he's managed to recover, and he's managed to recover just in front of the Williams of George Russell once again. But this time George is going to be very, very close to him up the left-hand side as we're going to 130R section. No, George, no, this is not going to work. 2 abreast into 130R is not going to work at all. Hookster has to go very, very wide there, very, very wide indeed. But he has managed to hold on to, I say hold on, yes, for grim death to this 16th position now. Wowzers me trousers. But anyway, you know what they say? They say that he never gives up and he never surrenders, don't you know? So yes, still holding the 16th place at the moment on lap 4 now. Yes, lap 4 for the Hookster, and still chasing Lance Stroll, who is way gone out in front of us. Accelerate forward at lap 5. It's still raining, everyone. Yes, still raining under intermediate conditions, and there's just nowhere for the Hookster to go. Look, Lando Norris now is out of the session. Lando is out. Are we going to get a safety car? We need a safety car. Please bring out a safety car. This is what we need if you've got any chance of getting into the World Championship points. There is Lando Norris on the mini-map. You can see yellow flags. There he is, just off to the right-hand side. Thank you, Lando. He is out. Of course, he's in the Alfa Romeo car. Green flags. It looks like we're not going to get a safety car. I don't believe it. Just when we need one, we don't get one. So we accelerate forward at lap 7. And I'm not quite sure, but is it starting to dry out a little bit? It could be. What's he going to do? He's going to carry to the pits. I don't believe it. We haven't got the instruction that the DRS has been enabled, but the Hookster, he's got to do something, because he's just absolutely nowhere in this race at Japan. So he's going to change onto the dry tyres. Is this going to be a good move, or is it going to be a disastrous move as we come out of the pits? It all depends on whether or not the DRS is going to be enabled at some point in the future. And oh, yeah, it is. I don't believe it. That was a masterstroke move for the Hookster. The DRS has now been enabled just as he come out of the pits. So he is on the right tyres. Everyone else is on the wrong tyres. But the trouble is, he's so far behind now. Is he going to be able to catch up and even get into the points? This is going to be very, very dodgy indeed as we're going through the S sections once again of this Japanese circuit. As we accelerate forward out to lap 8, just going past the pits. Of course, cars are now coming in for their stops to change onto dry tyres from the intermediates, and as you can see, we go past them up to 15th place. But I just don't think we've got enough pace to catch up to these cars that are in front of us. Räikkönen, just look at the gap between us and Räikkönen on the mini-map. I just don't think we're going to be able to do it, but we're going to give it our all and push like crazy to see if we can catch up to these cars. And there is the confirmation that we are pushing like crazy. We've just put in the fastest lap of the race, but we're still 15 seconds behind the car in 14th place, which is Charles Leclerc. Unbelievable scenes on lap 10 with just a few more laps to go now as we accelerate forward on lap 13, and unfortunately now we're 21 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton, so we've got no chance of even getting into the points. And Sergio Perez has won the race. Oh, we got a little bit of contact there from George Russell in the Williams. So at least Albon didn't win the race, but where did he finish? He's going to be up there. He's going to be up there in 3rd, 4th position, surely. It looks like a bad race for Hamilton, though, which is good news for us because he's the next closest car to us, so that's good news. But the bad news really here is the fact that we've only finished in 14th place and we are outside of the World Championship points as George Russell once again goes straight past us, going for the S's. Now looks like he's just going to give up on this place because he doesn't really need to defend it. No, of course he's going to defend it because he wants every single World Championship place that he can, even if he doesn't score any points. So we're coming through the last section of the Grand Prix now. We're going to cross the line, unfortunately, in a very disappointing 14th place. Yes, 14th position. But more importantly, where is Alexander Albon? Of course, our championship rival. This is what we want to look at. But anyway, it was a difficult race under certainly some difficult conditions out on the circuit, and the Hookster did the best that he could. And there is the boss of Racing Point, whose name I could never remember because nobody really cares. And there is the winner, Sergio Perez. Checo to his fans. He has won the race. And there's Arava. Yes, part F1 YouTuber, part mechanic for the Force India team. Racing Point, whatever you want to call them. I can never remember which year it was. Anyway, up onto the podium now. There is Checo, Sergio Perez, Sebastian Vettel in second place. Look at that. And what's that? What's that McLaren in third place? Is that Kevin Magnussen? Is that K-Mag in third place in the McLaren? But who was driving that McLaren in the... Oh, fucking hell. Anyway, after the championship now, we are now 43 points behind Alexander Albon. As you can see, our teammate Lucas Weber is in 7th position. And in the Constructors, we are in 6th place. And in fact, Albon finished in 4th position, as you can see there. So it's time to move on now with a 43-point gap. I sometimes feel that I'm on the ocean and I'm pedaling like crazy trying to get to shore, and every time I get a little bit closer, the wave just picks me up and pushes me back out again. Anyway, before we continue, it's time once again to drive one of these glorious cars from yesteryear. This time it's the Ferrari from 2004, the all-conquering Ferrari as driven by Michael Schumacher. What a car it was. What a car it was. With those groove tyres, it was pretty much damn unbeatable in 2004. Anyway, it looks like our objective is about to be completed. I think we've done it. I think this was a checkpoint race. Yes, it is. Checkpoint challenge. And we've done it. Wowzers. Me trousers. Fantastic. So there you go. And we beat Lewis Hamilton as well. Lovely. Okay then, let's move on.
Hermanos Rodriguez. It's a circuit that has a huge amount of history. And I'm sure we'll be staging a fantastic qualifying session today.
So it's time for Mexico. La 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 la. Okay, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. As the crowds cheer us on in the grandstands, as we're about to complete our first qualifying run. Weber's got pole at the moment. Of course, our teammate. We crossed the line in 3rd position, but 2 seconds behind the leader. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, a little bit later to qualify, you can see that we are now down to 17th place. Weber's still got pole position, and we are unfortunately down on our delta times. Oh, a little bit up on our delta times now. So are we going to improve on 17th place, or are we not going to improve on 17th place? We're about to find out as we cross the line. The answer to that is going to be yes, we do. 15th position now, but we need to be up a lot higher than that as we accelerate forward down to 7 minutes left to qualifying. Almost a second up now on our delta times, almost a second. So hopefully this is going to put us a little bit higher up in the standings. I hope so, as we're about to cross the line. And yes it is 5th position. Get in there. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll take that for the race. 5th place, yes, definitely. If we don't get higher than that, that'll do. As we accelerate forward out to the end of qualifying, we dropped down to 7th position, but are we going to stay in 7th or drop down a little bit? We are unfortunately out of fuel, but we're just about to find out. Hopefully it's going to stay in 7th. I'm sure that just said 10th. I'm sure that just... It bloody well did. I don't believe it. Yes. So 10th position for the race at Mexico. And our teammate finished in pole position. Oh, bugger.
The air may be thin here in Mexico City. The atmosphere is anything but. The crowd have been chanting and singing, not just this afternoon, but throughout the entire weekend. There's a great love for Formula One here, and no small amount of expectation. Let's hope today's Grand Prix can meet it. We're a long way above sea level here in Mexico today, which could pose some cooling issues for the cars as they make their way around this 2.6-mile lap. 17 corners with top speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and watch out for potential overtaking into turns 1 and 4. Alongside me once again for coverage of today's race, it's none other than the great Anthony Davidson. Now let's kick off our conversation with Alexander Albon. Everything's on the line here today and the title hangs in the balance. So how do you think they'll be coping with all that pressure?
I think as long as they keep their mind on the task and not its historical significance, they'll be just fine. This is a race just like any other. You do the best you can and accept that sometimes things are going to happen outside of your control. If they can approach today with that attitude, the pressure shouldn't be a problem.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Great work from Lucas Weber yesterday sees him start from pole, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Magnussen, Romain Grosjean and Verstappen, Sainz, Hülkenberg, Hamilton and the captain, Albon, Ricciardo, Lance Stroll and Norris, Russell, Raikkonen, Devon Butler and Daniel Kvyat. Vettel and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Look, it's not my fault. I'm not used to the car. As the 5 lights now go out on the All Seasons career mode, and we say go, go, go. And it's, here we go. From 10th position, we got Hülkenberg, of course, in our old car, directly in front of us. Get out of the way, please, Hülkenberg. Thank you very much. And we got Verstappen as well. We got Grosjean. We got Sainz. We got Magnussen. We got them all. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them go. Oh, my goodness. Wowzers, me trousers. Into turn 1. And in fact, the Hookster manages to slot in beautifully there. And he's managed to make up a few positions, but where is he now? He's now in 7th place, chasing Le Mans Grosjean. Yes, Le Mans Grosjean. He's French, don't you know? As he now sidles down the inside of Grosjean. Wow, what a beautiful move there. Almost made contact with Maxi Boy Verstappen. Apparently he did make contact with Grosjean, but anyway, we didn't see any of that on screen. But anyway, he's made it up to 6th position now and chasing Maxi Boy Verstappen, who of course is in the Haas car for 2019 of Season 2 of the All Seasons career mode. Can we catch up to the back of Maxi Boy as we're about to complete the first lap of the Grand Prix and go into the beautiful, gorgeous grandstand section? I do love this section of the circuit at Mexico. Look, all the crowds cheering on, cheering on. It's like a big amphitheatre, isn't it? You can see it as you're going around. A big, massive amphitheatre. It's like Jurassic Park. We're just all waiting now for the dinosaurs to come out to play. Yes, it's exactly what it feels like at Mexico after we complete now the first lap, and Lucas Weber has put in the fastest time as we cross the line in 6th position, still chasing Maxi Boy Verstappen. We accelerate forward at lap 3 while we have managed to catch up to the back of Maxi Boy. Let's see if we can do a dive down the inside. This is going to get very, very close indeed, but I think we are going to do it. Yes, we do. Wow, it's a clean move in the end for the Hookster. A clean move, and he's now up into, I think it's 4th position. Is it 4th place? No, 5th position now. Still chasing Kevin Magnussen, and Magnussen's got another 2 cars in front of him, which is going to slow him up, and that gives us the opportunity to see if we can catch up to the back of the car in front, which is now Charles Leclerc. And Carlos Sainz is now out of the session in the Ferrari car. Carlos is out. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Safety car? Safety car? Is anyone going to bring out a safety car? It doesn't bloody well look like it, does it? No safety car for us at the moment, so we still hold on to this 5th position. Charles Leclerc in front of us. Magnussen, of course, in front of him. As we accelerate forward at lap 5. Look at this, look at this. We've got real excitement now. Magnussen has to lock up in the racing point, and Leclerc's off to the right hand side as well. We almost make contact with the back of Charles Leclerc, but we are going to see if we can do the dive on Kevin Magnussen. Well, on the moment, we're going to see if we can go down the inside as we go into this very, very tight left hand turn. Look at this, he blocked us off, but we are managing to brake a lot later than he is. And yes, we get through superbly, absolutely superbly, and get up down to 4th position, still chasing Charles Leclerc in the Haas cars. We've still on lap 6. Well, we've managed to catch up to the back of Charles Leclerc. In fact, we are right up his Jack Jones, quite literally, as we're going for a move there down the inside. Do we manage to do it? Yes, once again a superb move from the Hookster, and we're up now into a podium position. Yes, 3rd position. This is what we need. This is what we need. But where is Alexander Albon? We accelerate forward at lap 7. Well, just look at the mini-map. I can see that both the Mercedes are actually behind us. Yes, this is exactly what we need. We could do with our 1st position, but I don't think we're going to be able to manage it. But as long as we can get higher than the Mercedes, we are still in a chance of this championship. As you can see, though, we're getting harried from the cars behind. Oh, we got a Haas trying to get past, but no, it's okay. Hookster holds on. Hookster holds on. Wowzers. Absolute wowzers. We accelerate forward now to lap 8. And you can see now, we're just checking to make sure there was no damage to the car there after that little incident. And we're now into lap 9, and I think there's some cars coming for their pits. Yes, both the leaders are now in. Sergio Perez and of course our teammate Lucas Verba is now in. So we are now in provisional first position. But of course it's only a net first place because we have still got a pit as Magnussen, the Racing Point under the DRS, managed to get past us. But we are going to do a beautiful move down the inside. Look at that. No contact once again. Who says that the Hookster cannot drive? I've no idea, because at times he can drive absolutely beautifully if he actually gets his head in order, of course. He doesn't try to dive bomb it every single race. We accelerate forward at lap 10, so it's time for us to make our stop. We stop from the lead of the race. Of course, we're going to lose that pretty quickly as the other cars go past us, but are we going to manage to get back into third position, which is pretty much the net place we had from very early on in this race? So we're going to rejoin the field at the moment in fifth, is it? No, now up to fourth place. Yeah, I can't see any more cars coming past us, so it looks like fourth position. So we've got just one car ahead of us. Has he got to come in for a stop? I'm not quite sure anyway. Lap 11, we rejoin now in fourth position. As we accelerate forward now, still on lap 11, just going past the pits. And yes, that was Lando Norris, and he did indeed still have to come in for his pit stop. So we are back into this third position, but for how much longer can we hold it off? Look at this, we've got to go very, very tight here to try and defend from Charles Leclerc in that Haas car. But we do manage to do so quite superbly there, and we hold on to this third position as we accelerate forward at lap 15. Just a few more laps to go. Oh my goodness, look at this. We are getting crowded out now for the cars behind under the DRS. Of course, what's Lucas going to do? He's going to dive through the middle. Yes, he does. He threads the needle right through the middle of both the cars and manages once again to hold on to this third place on lap 15 now. As we accelerate forward now to lap 18, it's the last lap of the race, and as expected, we've got cars going straight past Hookster. Lando Norris has gone past. Charles Leclerc has gone past. But hopefully we can do our usual little sneaky dive down the inside into turn 1 and get past both of them. Oh yes, we can. Look at that. Look, that was absolutely epic. Absolutely epic as we accelerate forward down to the end of the race, and you can see our teammate has won the race, Lucas Verba. Look at this. Oh, it's contact. The wing's been damaged. The wing has been damaged, but there's only a few more corners to go. Can we fend off from Lando Norris? Yes, we can. As we go through the final corners, we should be okay for this third place. Lucas has won the race, which is great news, because where is Albon? He's obviously behind us. He's got to be behind us because Perez is going to cross the line in second place. We cross the line in third position. Yes.
Top job, my friend. Top
Get in
job.
there.
I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend,
Woo.
but you pulled through. Thank
Well,
you.
we clawed some points back there. We clawed some points back, but not very many. There is Cyril Avatar. That'll do. Cyril Avatar. Yeah, he's 7 foot high and he's blue. Yeah. There's Lucas Verba. There's Lucas Verba, who won the race in the Renault car. Yes, that's right. The Renault car. Unbelievable. And where are all the F1 YouTubers in the background? They've obviously got a day off. And there's Kevin Magnussen, who finished in the Racing Point. Yes. I actually got confused earlier and I said that he was driving the McLaren, but he wasn't, of course. No. It was Hulkenberg. Yes, Hulkenberg. Unbelievable. Driving my old car. Yes. Just shut it now. Just shut it. Okay? Just shut it. I was getting my Hulkenbergs and my Magnussens confused. Anyway, there is the podium. The champagne going over everyone. Well done, everyone. Well done indeed. So let's go to the final point situation now and see where we are in the championship. So we came in third place. Alexander Albon finished in 7th place. So that means we've a little bit. We've crawled back a little bit. 34 points now behind Alexander Albon. Yes. Wowzers. Anyway, don't forget we've got Brazil coming up, which is always a good race for us. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. You have been awesome, as always. And yes, of course, there will, of course, be more later.